Hey commuters, welcome back. Today, a new law was passed for all of us motorists here in the Philippines. And here are some things that you should know.
Welcome to the jungle.
Starting today, the Anti-Distracted Driving Act was passed or is being enforced. And what that basically means is that, wait for a minute here. Basically what it means is that you're not allowed, or they're gonna, give you a ticket if you're being distracted while driving. So what does that mean? Well, if you're essentially it just means if you're using your gadgets, watching TV, sending out texts, what have you, they're gonna stop you. The enforcers are gonna stop you and they're gonna give you a ticket. Also, what it also means is that you won't be able to mount your devices on your windshield aside from the area that's directly behind your rear view mirror or on any part of your dash, on the top of your dash. This is especially true for the Uber, the Grab drivers, but for us commuters who use dashcam cameras or our mobile phones for Waze and whatnot, this also means that we won't be able to mount our phones anywhere that's and I quote, directly in the line of sight of driver. But the law, look at that stupid idiot, the law doesn't only apply to the phones or gadgets being mounted on your windshield or on your dash, but it also applies to you as a driver not to be doing anything besides driving. That includes texting, even while you're stopped in a stoplight, watching movies. Oh no. Good job. What does that mean for you as a driver? You won't be able to use your phone while driving or at a stoplight, or as long as you're operating the vehicle. You won't be able to watch movies. If you have a like YouTube or whatever on your phone, or basically just you won't be able to use your phone at all, except if you're on a hands-free device, which luckily my head unit does. I read this interview on the news last night of this I don't know if she was a secretary or whatever, but what she said was any kind of electronic gadget, if they catch you using it, they'll give you a ticket. So that, I guess that law also applies to handheld games, navigational devices, vapors, I guess. That's an electronic device. So, you guys who vape and drive, you better watch out. So if you're like me who uses a lot of gadgets on his car, what can you do so that you won't be in violation of this new law? Luckily for me, I've had my dash cam installed on the rear view stem, so unless they pull me over, I can explain why it's so low like that. I have this huge plastic thing on my windshield here, which if I put my dash cam directly behind my rear view mirror, the the camera will just catch the plastic thing instead of what's in front of the car. Ooh, nice CBR. When I'm not on my usual drive to and from the office, I usually use my Waze. But what I did was I installed it on the console below the aircon, because there's a hole there, so you can just, you know, stick the suction cup. I didn't even do any kind of modification on the console. I just stuck the suction cup mount right up there, and you know, it's stuck. So if any of you guys out there are wondering where they can put their mobile phone holders, and if you're on a CX-5, it's right below the aircon console. The bottom part of the aircon console is pretty smooth, so the suction cup will just, you know, stick right in there. But the only drawback of that is that you're not able to see the mobile phone screen. But if you're, you know, if you're on speaker anyway, you can just listen to the voice commands. And pro tip, if you really need if you're the kind of driver who has to, you know, periodically have to look at the map on your phone, I suggest just, you know, do it old school. When Waze wasn't there and I was driving and I didn't know where I was going, before I would go out driving or riding or whatever, I'd open up my city atlas, you know, look up the route of where I'm at currently and where I'm going to, and I would look at the roads, like the general topography, I guess, of the route which I was gonna take that day, and then, you know, because there's no Waze yet, when I go through the route, I'd, you know, stop at the corner, look at it again, just to make sure that I'm going the right way. Nowadays you don't really need to do that anymore. What you have to do though is, before leaving, if you're going somewhere you're not familiar with, is, you know, to look at the Waze map first on your phone, you know, check out the routes, the general direction you're heading, and then just listen to the voice commands when you're driving, so you won't have to look down every time. If you don't have a hands-free set, you could, you know, bring a speaker, I guess, along with you, and you can, you know, if your phone has Bluetooth, you can just turn on speaker if you really need that extra, that boom boom bass. The law, guys, was put there for the general safety of the public. So, you know, instead of complaining of not being able to mount your shit on your windscreen or whatever, get creative, man. My GoPro view has changed since the last AutoVlog I did. It used to be here, which definitely is in my line of sight. So, and it's the GoPro is a electronic device, so if an enforcer should see me, I guarantee you know, that's a guaranteed ticket right there. If you want to know how I mounted my dash cam or my phone holder, let me know in the comments. You know, I could post pictures, or I could do a whole video on it if you want. If you haven't already, install a dash cam, man. That's one of the, I think, one of the more important accessories you should have on a car. And if you like using your phones on your drive, either get a hands-free setup for your car and, you know, mount your phone somewhere discreet and away from your view. They let us counterflow here for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for now, commuters. I will see you in my next video, hopefully I can keep up my upload schedule. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Like I said, if you like to know how I did my setup for my dash cam and my phone holder, let me know in the comments. If you have your own suggestions for where you mount your stuff on your car, please let me know so we can have a discussion. And remember guys, always ride safe, always ride smart.